And on, say, a card that has a lot of Pokemon goals, it's very good. On a card with very few Pokemon goals, it can be quite annoying. For example, on this card, we have actually quite a lot of not... Oh, and we're actually off. So you're actually going to see them set their plots to very specific, depending on the strategy they want to use. One of the strategies takes advantage of getting a specific... to get Lapras, others for the bug catching contest, which has a very unique pool of monsters. So it all depends on what they want to do. Right, it's obviously slower to reset your time, which we saw Uro do. And obviously, probably the funnest part about randomizers, and I think if you play them casually, or bingos, or racing, is finding out what starters the game gives you.
You know how many times I've generated seeds just to check the starters? Like, I'm all good, I'll try again.
Yep. Okay, so an Omastar, a Nidoqueen, that's really good. And a Meowth. Okay, well, it'll probably be the Nidoqueen, yeah. If only because just the raw base stats on Nidoqueen are ridiculously good. Omastar, though, has Type-In, so we see Uro taking the Omastar. Again, Type-In does matter. It is Rock Water. Obviously, Nidoqueen is Ground Poison. The thing about Ground Poison is the only move that you really get is going to be... Oh, Leech Seed. Interesting. The only thing that you're really going to get from that is Earthquake. There is no good poison moves in Gen 2. There is Earthquake for ground and Dig, and that's about it. But with Water and Rock, you actually have access to a lot of really, really good moves that you can stab. So...
Yeah, the big thing to keep in mind, though, is with this being a randomizer and not knowing what you're going to get, the overabundance of Grass-type Pokemon and Grass-type moves in general does make the quad weakness on Omastar something to keep an eye out for.
Yep. This is pre the water inflation from Gen 3, so Grass and Bug are the two Pokemon that are kind of overrepresented in common Pokemon. But again, in Randomizer, we could just see like only Fire Pokemon for a few routes, or just the normals. All depends on what the seed dishes out. So a few settings that we have is actually better marked. As you can see here, we already have access to potions and Pokeballs without doing any gyms, without doing any story things. So that'll be the first thing that we pick up, is about 10 Pokeballs. Because on this card, we need to get 3 baby Pokemon. That is the baby forms, not hatching 3 babies. So those can be gotten very rarely through breeding. You may see them, like, catch 2 of like an Electabuzz, get an Elekid or something, but that would be very rare that you'd want a completed goal through that.
Right, and so the baby Pokemon we're talking about, the other things like Elekid, Magby, Smoochum.
Mm-hmm. And other notable goals here, we actually have Fly. So we may see these guys literally ignore everything and just get Fly. Because there isn't really any other goals to kind of get along the way. And once you have Fly, you can just get every other goal. So we may see them employ some speedrunning strats. Obviously, catching some Pokemon on the way that are good. Since they are not using repels, they will know way more of the Pokemon than they would have in a normal run of this. You also see them picking up all of the items.
Leftovers is a nice item to have here. We do have all the catch stuff here, but we do have Defeat Claire and all that, and defeat all 5 trainers. So having that heal is going to be nice, especially if we're looking at that quad weakness from Omastar.
Yeah. Now, the thing that you actually want to worry about less than the types of Pokemon is actually the moves, the powerful moves, which luckily Rock and Water actually avoid a lot of them. Sky Attack is common. Lots of the physical attacks are extremely powerful. This is the gen where you can get hit by a Body Slam and your run is over because Body Slam deals a lot. This is a very odd gen when it comes to power levels of moves.
Yeah, we're getting super lucky there. Nope, there's the reversal. Nidoqueen having reversal, doing some business there to the rock typing on Omastar.
Yeah, and that is actually one of the most powerful moves too. Reversal and submission. Fighting is very good in this gen. Like fighting moves. The fighting Pokemon, on the other hand, weren't as great. But the fighting moves were something else.
Yeah, pretty sure fighting Pokemon haven't been good since weren't good until Lucario showed up.
I mean, Blaziken was okay. But yeah, Lucario is definitely the shining gem of fighting Pokemon.
Now, here's a question for you when it comes to these Cinco Bingos, because everything is all randomized. Yeah, over there in column 5, we have status Sudowoodo. Does that mean a wild Sudowoodo that you see in the wild, or the static Sudowoodo encounter that could be something else?
That's actually both.
Oh, okay.
So if you find a random Sudowoodo, you can status it. But if you just don't find one and you get to the Sudowoodo fight, and then you can just throw a status on him and mark off the card. Statuses being anything that, like, there are some. I can't actually remember the full list, but it's not everything that you think of as a status. Just because it's way too free to just attract it, or like I think there's a few things that are just way too easy. So I'm pretty sure.
Hi, status. How are you?
Wow, status specifically refers to the ones that rename your. Ooh. And it comes with Dragon Breath. That's actually not. Huge. That's okay. As you can see there, and we got OO. So there's a legendary Pokemon. Unfortunately, we don't have that on the card. But depending on its stats and moveset, we might see it used here. Thunderbolt and Blizzard. Okay, yes.
Oh my.
OO has an actually insane special. So. That's a Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a Pokemon indeed. I mean, it's got great coverage on there. Again, the big thing to worry about is that quad weakness to rock-type attacks. Yep. But, you know, this rock-type attacks are one of those... There are a couple of them. Rock Throw and Rock Slide come to mind, but there's not a whole lot of them, yep. So it's not a huge thing to be worried about.
I can't remember the really devastating rock move that is like Rollout. In the later gens, that is not in this gen. We're looking at Rock Slide as the most powerful thing that could screw up Ho-Oh. But his stats are going to be so good momentarily that it won't really matter.
Yes, we are getting clarification from the chat. Its status refers to anything that can be cured via full heal.
Yep.
And speaking of experience, how about some Blissey?
Is Rollout? Oh, Rollout. I thought Rollout was. Yeah, right. Rollout is.
Rollout is in this. Yeah. Rollout's in this gen because Rollout is what made Whitney's Miltank in the original game so stupid.
Now, actually, what made that Pokemon so stupid? Ooh, that.
Oh, Blissey.
Well, you actually really want to kill this Blissey, but he might soften it up with his Omastar and let the because that Blissey is going to give about. Like a couple thousand EXP. So one setting that we have on is Black-White Experience, which is from Gen 5 and then 7 and 8, or probably 8, we don't know yet. But 5 and 7 have a experience where if you kill something that is a larger level than you, you get an experience bonus. So that is going to get a huge experience bonus. Also, that's Mega Drain.
This Blissey has Mega Drain and Thunderbolt, the perfect counters to what Oro's throwing at it right now. That's crazy.
It then decided to use not its full heal, but it's just going to Water Gun and Mirror Move the Metal Claw. Suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, this Blissey's moveset. Water Gun, Mirror... Wow, are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness. And we're not dealing much because it's a Blissey. And Thunderbolt!
It's Mirror Move Thunderbolt. Wow. On the other side, we've got Nidoqueen wrecking the Steelix with a reversal and picking up a Sand Slash.
That might be playable. The Sand Slash. That might be a playable switch if its stats and moveset are decent. Hyper Fang.
It's got 3 normal moves. Hyper Fang is a great one, but that is not a whole lot of good moveset there.
Oro is moving on from the Blissey of Death. To fight this Bulbasaur.
Well, the Bulbasaur's not that bad. I mean, it's only, it's not going to be huge. We do have Blizzard here on the Ho-Oh.
And double miss. Okay, this Oro is, Oro is getting stonewalled here a little bit. But it's going to be worth it once we level up this guy. And there's a Steel. There's that Steel. It's going to Blizzard it again. which because the steel type in doesn't 4 times it.
Yeah, this. Oh, we got the freeze.
Got the freeze. So we're just gonna finish off with Dragon Breath to save PP. Now we're gonna get a bunch of levels here. Now we're level 5. That's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, over on the left side of your screen, Snorms looks like going directly for the 20 Pokemon owned right in the middle. That's actually a pretty easy one to have in the middle. You know, catching 20 Pokemon, getting 20 Pokemon owned, just catch everything you come across. Eventually, you'll come across the main. That's a nice, you know, not a counterintuitive one to have in the main, not a difficult one to have right in the middle there. So that's a fun one.
Yep. Some interesting things on this card is actually the Onix or Scyther. Because we know that there's a Steelix. So who knows? Maybe we'll have to resort to. Oh no, you can't breed Steelix. This has no gender.
Ditto.
Oh yeah, right. Dittos. We probably won't be seeing a bred Onix then.
Nope. But we are going back to the Blissey of Doom here.
This made sense now that we've gained a level. We're gonna hopefully not get thunderbolted.
There's the mirror move. The thing is it was doing so much damage earlier because of the level difference. Now Ho-Oh's just like, yeah, no, all of this delicious, delicious experience.
Yeah. And this is special is split in this gen, but we are not in Gen 4, so moves do not care about what type of move. They just care about the elemental type. So Thunderbolt is always going to be special. Thunder Punch is special, but unlike Gen 4 and up, where they... But there's an Alakazam. That
could also be runnable, depending on the move set here. We've got Mud Slap.
And
that's an awful move set for an Alakazam. I mean...
the problem with Alakazam is that there's almost no such thing as an awful move set, because its stats are actually busted.
Right, but I say awful moveset because everything you saw on that Alakazam, Mud Slap, you know, Spikes, Iron Tail, they're all on the physical side of things. Alakazam's special attack is so much more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things, without the physical special split on moves, Mud Slap being a special now would be actually good on this Alakazam. But in Gen 2, that is not what it is. And yeah, this Alakazam is doing absolutely no damage.
Yeah, you don't want a physical Zamzam.
So I'm actually not sure why he's even attempting this Alakazam, but because I don't think it learns moves either.
Yeah, because Alakazam does learn moves because it's a traded evolution. So like Haunter, like or Gengar and Machamp, it will still learn moves at the same pace that its first stage did, just because it's a trait evolution, not something triggered by a level or a stone. Yeah, and the reason we were seeing Alakazam there is because Nidoqueen was up. Can we say dead? I know it's faint, but can we say dead? I mean, can we say?
Yeah, we can. That was not a good Nidoqueen. The Omastar was much better, and the Alakazam was getting benched.
Yeah, I can definitely see why the Alakazam was being benched here. Although we do have our first gym encounter here. Okay. We're gonna go visit some Faulkner.
This is a very common Stonewall. This guy right here. That's a choke.
I mean, depending on the move set here, it's going to be whether or not... Oh, takedown. I mean... See, the hardest thing for me is I'm going through my head and I know all of oh wait, Machoke, most of the fighting types will learn Rock Slide at some point. Oh wait, this is Randomizer. You don't know what they're going to have.
Yeah. And it's down to Recoil.
Always fun when you can do that. Looks like we have Bellsprout for Vulpix going on. We got a trade going on over on Snorm's side.
That Vulpix could be good.
Vulpix is a good one.
We do need evolutions, so a free evolution there will be welcome, the Fire Stone. So even if this Vulpix is bad, because Vulpix can be quite good, Ninetales having decent base stats, but it's more important that it can be evolved with the Firestone.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is huge with that, 4 evolutions on there. We can't, like I said, taking a chance now while we're going through the gym here, taking a look at some of the ones on the card here. Getting the Glacier Badge, defeating Claire, those are things you're gonna have to do them at some point to do a lot of the progression, not necessarily defeat Claire. But then you have some really interesting ones here, like call a youngster, give a Pokemon a haircut. All things that you can save till the very end when you're trying to get everything taken care of, because they're just super easy to do.
Yeah, that's why we might see or Storms go straight for Fly, like as quickly as possible, especially this. Oh, I mean, you can just walk through the game
hi!
eventually.
We got some bird-on-bird crime here. We got Ho-Oh and Moltres happening.
Unfortunately, one of these guys has a Thunderbolt, and the other tried to Poison Powder, so not working out so much.
Also, Sleep Powder on Ho-Oh.
That's actually very useful because we have Status Sudowoodo, so unless... Yeah, oh wow, we're seeing Storms dive into the tower here to level up because he did not find this.
No, he did not. This is interesting, because it's definitely going to allow us to get some experience for the evolution side of things, but... And I can't remember. Flash is an HM in this gen, right? That's what you get up here is the Flash HM.
That is correct. So it is not a randomized. It's not randomized. The HMs are where they should be. The TMs are all randomized.
Also, we got a vital throwing Pidgeotto here. Just the thought of Pidgeotto just grabbing you in its talons, just whipping you into the wall is hilarious.
Also, mildly accurate to what it is in real life.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I love the fact that Vulpix is nicknamed Rocky.
And we are getting a call to one of the youngsters. So again, youngster actually refers to their original name. And removing it instantly so he doesn't get random phone calls throughout the game.
Ooh, there's a Heracross. Again, it's randomizer, but Heracross, one of my favorite Pokemon, in this gen. My second favorite one in this gen, only to Scizor. We're probably not going to see either one of them, though.
It is not all of them. It is, as the title says, Cinco Bingo, which is 5 bingos. So they need not 1, not 2, not 3, or not 4, but 5 lines of bingo. That can be as little as, I believe, 18 spots and as many as 22. Something around there.
Yeah. Did you just go LeBron on me?
Possibly.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Also, that Porygon 2 moves, that not bad. We've got Reversal, we've got Outrage, we've got Feint Attack. It's definitely got some good coverage there.
Oh, Suicune.
Unfortunately, that is not on Route 42, so it doesn't count for the bingo card.
Mm-hmm.
Although one of my favorite things about this gen specifically is on this bingo card, you can afford to have a shiny Pokemon on the card because you're guaranteed to get one with the Gyarados encounter.
Yep, and that is actually where you usually get it. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in this game's, which it's actually a pretty popular randomizer right now, that somebody will get this, will beat a card with the shiny Pokemon before ever being able to get to Lake of Rage somehow. It'll happen one time. It'll be on the card. They'll need it to win. They'll get it before getting to Lake of Rage. Everybody will be happy.
Yes, but the question at this point is, does it happen? Is it Keyzeron who gets it, or is somebody beating Keyzeron with it and he gets mad? And will it or will it not be a Wiggly-Woo?
I actually don't know if we've seen any random shinies in the tournament. I haven't been keeping up as much.
No, like I said, I've seen a bunch of the casual races of this. I haven't seen, and I'm horrible with this, haven't seen any of the tournament races, but I did know this existed. I've enjoyed watching the casual races of these before, so this is always fun. And I'm a huge fan of randomizers in general, so it's always fun to see games I grew up playing getting this randomized treatment and getting some love they truly deserve.
And honestly, if there's anything that is ancient for randomizers, it is Pokemon randomization. This is about it's so popular that a bunch of ROM hats or not even ROM hacks, but the like remakes like Zeta Omnicron and the Radiation one, like they all like built in randomizers because of how prolific Pokemon randomization has been over the years.
Yeah. If there was ever a game system that just screamed randomize me, it's this. Oh look, more Blissey.
Nice, that's awesome. So Blissey is obviously always a good Pokemon to find. Blissey being worth just an absolutely unreal amount of experience. Also, I'd like to point out that this Ho-Oh can like status like a million different ways, which is actually very useful. Like Sleep Powder to like get rid of something that might be like if something throws, if you get stonewalled by somebody, you just Sleep Powder it away.
Yeah, very easy. We get Sleep Powder with that. We have the 2 different ways to paralyze with Thunderbolt and Dragon Breath,
and then we can freeze with
Blizzard. Like I know there's an option here to have a Pokemon with 4 status moves. Technically, that counts. I know not really, but technically it counts.
Yeah. Unfortunately, status moves being the moves that do not do anything. So they basically classified it as any move that does not have an attack stat. I believe Metronome counts. I can't remember. Can't remember where that fell. If Metronome is a status move or not.
Now we have experts in the chat. They will absolutely correct us and call us out, which they absolutely should.
If you're wondering why there is no timer on the screen, it's because it doesn't really matter for Bingos.
Nope. I thought about going into a debate there, but we're gonna behave. We're gonna behave. We're not gonna go there. But yeah, the reason you're seeing the fighting here is because we are on Route 32, and one of our bingo spaces is to defeat all 8 trainers on said Route 32.
Yeah, and that's good for both of them because it does mean that they'll basically have a completed starter at this point.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. I mean, this Ho-Oh is a huge find. That's, as you said, just the base stats alone are a huge boon for Oro there. Also, we do have to get a Slowpoke tail at some point.
Ooh, rare candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Also, we're seeing the Data Duck being ran, which is unique. I don't think I've ever seen Porygon 2 ran.
It's randomizers. Sometimes you just got to run with what you're given, and you never know. I mean, like I said, the moveset isn't that bad. Porygon 2 doesn't have the greatest stats in the world, but they're not, Sunflora level of bad.
I had to run a Smoochum with Ice Beam, Bubble Beam, Flamethrower, and Sleep Powder once.
Yes, because that moveset's so horrible.
Yeah, but it's Smoochum, who has base stats about as good as a Sunkern, so there's some issues there. The only thing that it had, and it's normal type until it evolved, and it never did. So felt pretty bad. And we got Oro with her 3rd space.
Yeah, but you've seen all the legendaries we've seen so far? We've seen Ho-Oh, Moltres, Suicune, a Lugia just showed up.
Oh, P2 apparently has a decent special attack. That's pretty good.
Also, we got some Growlithe action happening over there. I just do love Growlithe. That's another one you're going to see being picked up here because it is another one of those free evolutions via stone.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we'll get the stone. How we'll get the evolution cards through stones. Alternate. Oh, didn't caught by the trainer there. Not actually what he wanted. You'll also see them catch a Caterpie or Weedle if they see it, especially if it's a later one, because then they can just feed it rare candies. That's why you'll see them not use the rare candies right away in case they run into a over-leveled basic Pokemon. I use the terms basic in the terms of the TCG, so and Stage 1, and it's just because I played more of the TCG than the actual game when I was a kid.
That explains so much! Also, we have a wild Sudowoodo and it's put to sleep, so we've got status Sudowoodo happening as well. Now,
with this OO not dying, because he reset every time he did die, We'll probably be able to get returned quite easily. So that's pretty much a guaranteed spot. I mean, there's quite a lot of guarantees on this card, which is nice. Like radio card. Now, you'll see them do some mind games where they might pass off, get in something that's like guaranteed. Like, for example, Snorms hasn't called a youngster yet, even though he could do that at basically any time, and that's because he doesn't really want to give away to his opponent where he is. So you'll see them avoid. They aren't allowed to not mark goals, but they are allowed to avoid goals.
Right, exactly. So once you've done it, you have to declare you've done it, but you don't have to do it right away.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see them do that. Like they probably won't pick up the radio card until they fly. They might. They probably won't give a. Well, they'll combine give a haircut with return because it guarantees that you'll get return. But there's a lot of things that they'll do to mind game their opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. So, only 2 TMs on this, or sorry, 3 TMs. I didn't see Aurora there. Yeah, 3 TMs on this. That's going to be an interesting one because those are, for the most part, completely random where they're going to be located. Mm-hmm. Although, with the way this seed's been going, how much you want to bet 2 of them are right in the department store?
Well, some TMs are guaranteed. Like, so when they say TM11, TM21, TM27, TM5, they actually mean the number. And the ones that are given by people, those are not randomized. So return and frustration are still given by the same person who judges your Pokemon's happiness. TM05 Roar, I believe, is also static. I might be mixing up Gen 2 and Gen 3. And I believe Sunny Day is a random one. So there's one random one, and unfortunately it's in a good spot for this card in particular.
Yeah.
But
the fun thing about, seeing this card is we've seen a lot of Pokemon on this in fights so far. That are on the catch a Pokemon card. Like we've seen an Onix, we've seen a Furret. And that's going to be good for later on because you can go into the Pokedex and see where they're located so you can go catch them afterwards. And that's where the Fly HM is going to come in huge, is to get those catch Pokemon squares.
Yeah, and if there is, it's extremely rare, but one of these days it would be possible that Pokemon were only available in Johto. Or sorry, in Kanto. It would be extremely rare, but it could happen where you check your card. Oh, nobody's here. Oh, nobody's here. Okay. Well, what do I do now? There are a few spots that you should check. For example, if you swim out from New Bark Town, some of the water in New Bark Town is actually on the Johto map, or sorry, on the Kanto map. So you swim there and you pray that's where those Pokemon are. And then you check the map and you go, oh, they're actually like right outside the St. Anne drop. I guess I have to beat the Elite Four because that's actually how I beat this card. But that's extremely rare to almost impossible.
No, we're going to save that for the finals.
Required entrance to Johto.
Oh, absolutely! Of course, it's going to be right there. It's going to be up in the falls. It's going to be waterfall required only. So all it's going to be.
See, I was pretty sure that Roar, or that 5 and 5 was. I wasn't sure on 11. I was incorrect about 11. As in Radio Tower.
I mean, that's fun, but at the same time, it's a little disappointing. I mean, I kind of want to see find the random random TM. But this Vladimir Lemon, this is the bottom bracket finals. The winner of this will have to go and beat Kizaron twice if they want to win the tournament.
Yep. I believe that we're doing all the matches today.
Yes, we will have the winners finals directly following this. And also going up over on Oro's side, we are over into Bugsy's gym. And Bugsy can be a bit of a roadblock at times simply because the level 17 as his ace. Scyther in the original game can be a pain. It's especially so in the remakes with him leading with it and having U-turn. But we'll see what we come up with here. Wow, I can't talk.
And luckily, there's no U-turn in this game, which honestly, U-turn and its ilk moves are some of my favorite moves in Pokemon. But alas, we only have Baton Pass in this game, which is far less cool, but infinitely more useful, as it turns out.
Yeah, so that leftovers we saw picked up earlier, Oro putting it to great use here with the Ho-Oh, because leftovers is going to restore a percentage of HP, and with Ho-Oh being legendary and having a gigantic base HP stat, you're going to get a large return on your investment every turn with the leftovers.
Yeah, and you're seeing it. It's basically going to save him. Like, he actually loses a little bit of time, essentially every turn, but it's worth it because he'll not have to heal as much. So he'll lose less turns, and in general, I think they'll both end up using leftovers. If leftovers was easy to get in some Pokemon games, you would probably see it in the speedrun. Yeah, because it would probably like those 1 to 5 HP you could get per turn, those could matter, saving an entire turn somewhere down the line.
Hey, absolutely. It's why I know, like in the Final Fantasy 1 speedrun, for example, there are a lot of times where you will see the heal staff routed in, just because that extra free heal could save you, potions or revive down the road.
Yep. Oh yeah, the heal staff in Final Fantasy 1, if you get that, it's actually super useful, if only because it saves you time in the shop. And the less you have to hear that shop music as a runner of that game, the better you feel.
Also, I feel that I have to do this. Little Bear! I feel like I have to do that at least once during this.
Yeah, that's true. That is true about Black White too, but that's because Lucky 8 is actually busted.
Yeah.
I believe it's removed from the randomizer item pool, but I can't remember. I know there's a few things removed from the randomized items. I don't actually, was Lucky Ed even in this game? Or an item like it?
I know Experience Share was in this one. I don't know if Lucky Egg was. Oh, hey, look! More legendaries. Hi, Zapdos. How are you?
Well, Blizzard! Well, we know how to deal with legendary birds here.
Yep. For the record, I'm disappointed because we're going in reverse order for the legendary birds. We've had Moltres, now Zapdos, so eventually we're going to have to get to Articuno. I'm disappointed we're going in reverse order.
Also, Oru doing... he's actually doing... Like, part of the skill to this randomizer is actually managing your PP, and he's doing a really good job with that. Like using weaker moves to finish off Pokemon, like going Thunderbolt, and instead of just instinctively using Thunderbolt again, going to Dragon Breath. I'm sure that we'll see him start with Dragon Breath if he runs into like a Dragonair or Dragonite, because obviously it'll save just a little bit of PP on Thunderbolt and be almost as effective. Although Dragon Breath, not one of the best moves ever made.
Can we talk for a second over on Storm's side? That is the 4th dynamic punch in a row that Voltorb has hit. That is 4. That's a 50% accurate move, and it hit 4 coin flips. Are you kidding me right now? But we do have some out-of-the-well action, and Snorm's now going to go ahead and take on Bugsy, as we are playing everyone's favorite minigame here, Catch the Farfetch'd.
Yep. This is one of the things that confused me as a kid, and I'm sure it confused most people. Things like this, I'm pretty sure were created purely to sell Brady guides to kids. The only reason I probably got through it is because as a kid, in anticipation of this game, when it came out in Japan, I had ended up, and no joke, I went to GameFAQs and read through the entire game guide there before the game came out, because I was that hyped for this game.
Was it the overly long one that was like 100 and some odd pages that was way, way, way too detailed?
And it like literally went over like plot points and like exact turns out. Yes, it was essentially writing down a let's play. I'm pretty sure.
Right, exactly. With like with like this is your proper team composition. I know it recommended getting Golem, and I'm like, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
I know. I read through that one too, and it's the exact one you're talking about.
Yeah, I love this game.
Unfortunately, therefore, Snorm's going to have to head back to the Pokemon Center because we had some poison proc actions. Now we're going to have to go back into the gym for round 2.
I did not know that, Alt. But I think that there is maximum catch rate turned on, or minimum catch rate, whatever the good word is, because catch rate is weird, and I'm pretty sure that minimum is good, and maximum is bad.
I just play the game and know we have some Xatu action.
I'm just glad that I didn't see my boy Porygon 2.
Yeah, Digital Duck doing some work here. Yep. So we are at the Cinco Bingo beak percent, as both of our runners are maining Pokemon with beaks. We've got Digital Duck and we've got Ho-Oh. So this is the beak percent run, or the beak squad, as it were.
Also, I just noticed that Porygon 2 and Ho-Oh have like an oddly similar back silhouette. Both their noses pointed up, like in the same direction, like over the shoulder. Like it's eerily similar. Next time they're both on screen, just look. It's eerily similar.
Eerily similar. And we have the obligatory safety save before Rival 2.
Yeah. Now I made sure that, I mean, because you die, it's a lot faster, and his main is not so great right now. Although it is over leveled, which is nice at this point.
Yeah, the interesting thing, fun part about this is we're going to see different Pokemon here because they took different starters to begin with.
Yeah.
You'll notice that over on Oro's side we saw a Zapdos, and here we're seeing a Wooper and a Mach.
Yeah, which is a little bit easier. Although Mutt's base stats are okay. They're not the best, but...
No, but Muck is a tank.
Yes, defensive stats. I mean, that's why he has been a competitive staple for a very, very long time. And then they gave him Dark type in Gen 7, and it was like, wow, it's like you guys wanted the entire meta to revolve around Taint Muck. And it did. Oh, yes, the done button is an item, and that's actually how it's timed. So we go by the in-game time that is said by the quote-unquote in-game time to break any ties. I believe. Somebody could correct me if I am wrong. Pretty sure the done button is how we do it.
I pushed the button.
Not even Ho with Thunderbolt. Oh, that was an ancient power. That's
Oh yeah, forgot about that. That move's kind of dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah, right. Resets. It's just when they got done, and I don't know how they'll break ties. Good luck, mods, if that happens in the finals.
Well, that's why they don't pay me to make decisions. They pay me to talk.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't pay me to make decisions when I made decisions.
Fair enough, but looks like we were potentially getting some of the cheap powders, but I'm like, nope, we're gonna pick up the coin case instead. Are we getting some haircut? We are getting some haircut.
Yeah, we got the haircut there. So one of the things is Porygon 2 will level a lot faster. So in this, they've changed how experience curves work, they either are medium high or high experience curves. So there's only two kinds. So everybody's being balanced between there.
All right, time to see what Kenya was. Because we picked up Kenya there, and we are going to have to go ahead and defeat all of the trainers here in the national park, so we're going to go ahead and do that at some point. But not right now.
Again, that's something that they can do at any time. It's actually just faster to leave it since they have to get fly anyway. We're seeing them go to try to get fly as quickly as possible. So we're seeing that, like, Storms looks like he's further behind than he actually is. He just hasn't got... Actually, did he not defeat all 8 trainers on Route 32?
I don't believe he did yet. I think he's doing exactly what you said, blitzing to fly. Yeah, he is blitzing to fly and just going to go from there.
Yeah, that's not an awful way to go about it.
All right, so I like this play from Oro here. Going to go ahead and pick up this Sentret. It's going to do 2 things. One, it's going to go closer to the 20 Pokemon. 3 things, actually. Closer to the 20 Pokemon Zone. 2, it's going to allow him to get the evolution. And 3, Furret is on the card.
Yeah.
But here's what we saw. We saw that 0.0005% option there on Pokeballs from full health in this setting. We're seeing the Sentret not quite behave. Fine, we're going to go ahead and pick up a Sentret here, but that Sentret did not want to go quietly.
Yeah, again, it's actually extremely easy to catch your Pokemon in this, technically, but there's still a chance for a Pokeball to fail. But pretty much every race, at least one person will spend like a good 20-30 balls on a Pokemon, regardless of the actual percentage chance.
Yep, we're going into Whitney now over on the right-hand side of our screen. And so yeah, Snorms, just based on location where they are, is catching up a little bit. But as we said, this is not a matter of who's going to get to the end first. It's going to be a matter of who can, light up this bingo card like a Christmas tree first.
Yes, we know that, Picolax.
Ooh. I like that Kenya. I'm just a fan of Umbreon in general, but Kenya was an Umbreon.
Nice. Unfortunately, it wasn't an Eevee, which would have been nicer for the goal, but...
It would have been, but hey, Umbreon's still Umbreon.
Yeah.
We're on Whitney here, and she's starting off with a Stantler with Crab Hammer. I'm just picturing literally Stantler picking up a Krabby with its antlers and throwing it at Ho-Oh.
Yeah.
Or the Kabutops that follows right out. It's close enough to a crab.
I just like the picture of some of these abilities being used by Pokemon. Birds with arms memes.
Well, we both of our runners are running things with beaks. This is the hashtag Beak Squad match here. We're all good.
Yeah, Whitney's Miltank is special for many reasons. A big part of that is actually, rollout for one. It's also just Miltank's base stats are pretty good compared to what you would have at that point in the game. And it's just like a punishing encounter.
Yeah, it's speaking of a punishing encounter, it's utterly ridiculous. You set me right up for that one. All right, so now it's going to be interesting as we have the Snorm's literally basically just blitzing over to get Fly. We've got Oro over here who has been, slowly and steadily gaining things on the card. It's going to be interesting to see, which of these two strategies actually is the better one of the two. Which one, makes it so that, obviously wins and all that. But because it looks at this point now that Oro is going to just continue on and not worry about doing anything else that's going to require Fly until we get there. So it's interesting to see if this sort of pre-gaming is going to prove to be fruitless or fruitful.
Hey, that might turn into a main switch, depending on how Storms feels. Because his main is quite not good, and Dodrio could quickly catch up.
Right. And it's also going to continue the theme of Beak.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 3 beats, so that must mean it's 3 times as good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Alright, female and male actually does matter in Pokemon. At least in Gen 2. Female and male actually, it's based on the Pokemon's IVs or DVs, one of the two. And so a female will always generate a less physical attack.
All right, so we do have haircuts on both sides now. There we go. I was waiting for it to get marked off. There it is. Give Pokemon a haircut being marked off. So we've got the top left corner taken care of by both people now. Also, I just saw something I never thought I would see in any sort of Pokemon speedrun, bingo, casual play ever. A Hoppip just got willingly withdrawn from a box.
Snorms is completing a few of the goals while he's here in Goldenrod. There's no real reason to come back to Goldenrod later once they've done all this. Which is probably why they both ended up opting to do it.
Also, Bear!
We saw both Little and Big Bear. Oh, TM27? Oh, right, yes. But we have to get that later. Thank you, Kizaron. But I don't remember things. I'm just in here because somebody messaged me messaged me an hour ago and was like, we need commentators. And I was like, okay.
I got the same thing, but I was at least slightly... I didn't immediately say yes. I had to ask if pants were required first. Turns out they're not, so we're okay. And we do have the male Dodrio over on Snorm's side, so that main change might happen. And hey, we've got Tri-Attack. That's not a bad thing to have, especially on a normal type Pokemon like that, because you are going to get Stab. It's going to be interesting to see if Snorms makes the change here, but he's going to have to withdraw the Dodrio from the box.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're going right in.
Yeah, he isn't switching. He would have switched already if he was.
Yeah, we are all in on Digital Duck.
I thought he'd at least check it, but going to the bots would take a bit, so.
We do have a high five happening, as with Snorms entering the dance hall. We're going to have Oro exiting the dance hall, and now over to the burned tower.
This will allow us to complete the Suicune at Route 42.
And it's also going to give us Rival 3.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, not on this card. I believe it's actually Rival. I can't remember which Rival ends up on this card. Maybe Rival 4,
I
actually.
think it's Rival 4, yeah.
That one's the optional one that you never have to do in Randomizer.
Oh, we have a baby Pokemon sighting over on Oro's side trying to catch the Togepi.
Hey, it doesn't have teleport. That's useful. That means it's not going to try to run away.
We don't know this for sure. Have we seen all 4 attacks yet?
That's true.
I mean, we've seen Sludge, we've seen Horn Attack. Although...
In before Metronome into teleport.
Oh, you're devious. I love it. Yeah, now we are seeing Oro having all kinds of trouble trying to catch things. First the Sentret, now the Togepi. Both of them wanting nothing to do with being on Team Oro.
Okay, and we finally got the Togepi.
One baby Pokemon. Ba, ah, ah.
Where's baby Pokemon on this card again?
Right
there.
Yeah, right column 2, row 1.
At some point, at some point these guys will be kind of thinking about writing off some of these squares. Like Onix, Scyther might not happen. Although the other ones probably will. So they have to start thinking about, okay, which one of these will I not do?
I mean, the Onix Scyther one may happen again. It's just going to depend on where Onix is located, because we have seen an Onix in a trainer fight, so we know where to find that. Same thing with a Smeargle. I know we've seen Smeargles. You're going to see Furret because Sentret's already been caught. We've already seen both. We've already seen Ledybus. We know where the Ledian's going to, or how to get a Ledian. So it's going to be interesting here, definitely.
Yeah. Hopefully, not everything is like only located in the bad spots. There are a few locations. The Whirlpool, the Whirlpool Cave is like how many Pokemon? It's like there's a lot of like encounter tables in there, so like a lot of Pokemon end up in there. It's essentially like a randomizer of randomizing.
Yep. So we had a Tyranitar and a Nidoqueen over on Storm's side for the fights that we've seen, or the fight that we've seen. That's always fun when you see those things back to back. Quite a fun little rival fight there with Nidoqueen and then Tyranitar, and then to top it off, I have a Meowth. All right, so the inaccurate moves have been hitting, because we saw the 4 dynamic punches hit earlier on Snorm's side, and then Jump Puff just, hit with the first Zap Cannon, and as soon as I call him out on hitting with it, going to miss the next 2. But, I find that interesting that, we saw that. And we got a little bit of trivia here on the screen over on Oro's side. Rhydon, of course, has the distinction of being the first Pokemon that was ever created. All right, so the other thing we did see is both of our runners did teach Surf to their mains. Porygon has Surf, as does Ho-Oh. I saw that Ho-Oh's Dragon Breath got replaced with Surf. I did not see what Porygon 2's got replaced with.
Yeah, Surf is kind of the perennial, this move is good. You win if you use this move.
Well, it's a decent amount of PP. It's a high-power move. You're guaranteed to get it every game because it's an HM.
Mm-hmm. And you get it right around the point that you'd want it. It's also water type, which helps. Would it be nice if that Omastar was still around? Alas. We got this, uh-oh. That's actually part of the reason why water types get picked at a little bit of a higher rate than other Pokemon.
Yeah, because of the stab.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean this type coverage on Ho-Oh, I mean, just with Thunderbolt and Blizzard, you've got neutral coverage on everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Surf is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, the Dragon Breath, actually, if it wasn't for the Blizzard, I would have kept the Dragon Breath just so that you don't get accidentally stonewalled by, like, a really good Dragon type. Although at this point, I think even even if he was not very effective and he was fighting like an equal level Dragon, I think he'd be able to get through because it's quite beefy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and in this generation, there's not a whole lot of dragons. There's Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, and Blizzard's the superior choice there anyway because of the quad weakness that Dragonite has to the ice attacks.
Yep.
Technically, there's Kingdra. Sorry, there's technically Kingdra. My bad.
And at that point, randomly Blizzard doesn't work. But then we have Thunder. Then it's just neutral, just Thunderbolt, and we're pretty good with these moves.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've got a giant goldfish over on the other side. Hey, wait a second. Weren't we just talking about Smoochums earlier?
We were. Well, we do need to, in theory, catch one at some point.
So hey, that's another thing we can use to find the location of that 3 baby Pokemon goal, inching ever closer.
Yeah, and again, very soon we will see. Once they get Fly, they will be most likely going directly to their Pokedex, and they will be basically routed at that point the rest of their run. Because at this point, they have seen almost every Pokemon goal on here. They obviously can do it like the other goals.
And hey, conveniently enough, there's a Smoochum right there. Don't even have to look.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. You don't want to have to route through you just want to find them.
Yeah, when they just popping out of the grass saying, "Hey, catch me, catch me!"
Yeah, and I mean the best part about that is we are using that as the upside to don't use repels. The only upside, and it's not a very big upside actually, but
yeah, but it is when some of the things that pop up are things you need to catch anyway.
Yeah, why is it that these baby Pokemon take so long to capture? Must be
because they're throwing a temper tantrum, of course. Ooh, getting caught there on Oro's side.
Oh, but we're going to be fed a nice little Snorlax meat. Oh, it's up right. Snorlax has ancient power. I forgot.
Yes, that is correct. I forgot. Snorlax does have ancient power. That's going to be fun if we see some higher leveled ones later on.
Claire, please no.
Yes.
Claire's ace is suddenly Snorlax with ancient power.
Well, you either get that or you get Aerodactyl with stab ancient power. Your choice. But now we are on the path, and both of our runners are going to be going ahead and picking up Fly here in the very near future. Also, the in-stereo battles here. Oh, hi, we've got a Raichu on one side, and oh, by the way, yeah, there's just random Lugia as well. The legendary Pokemon have been crazy right now. And hey, look, we've got another baby Pokemon here. We've got a Magby sighting over on Stormside. So yeah, we have randomly seen all three baby Pokemon here without even trying to. We've got Magmy, we've got Smoochum, we've got Togepi. So yeah, the baby Pokemon going to be looking a lot easier to get than we initially thought when we looked at this. That, looking at the card in general, I'm like, yeah, that'll probably be one of the last things we try and get to. But no, apparently we're just gonna, get it randomly.
Already just pre setting up strength, always good.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and get the free Pokemon here as well. What would be the Shuckle in the base game? It has a Gloom here in this one. I do find it interesting here that both of our runners are in Chuck's gym at the exact same time. They're basically going to start up their routing process here at this point, and it does become the who can route, not necessarily who can route more efficiently, but who gets luckier in some of their encounter tables. Hey, look, another 50% moves hitting. We have a Dynamic Punch hit this time.
Oh, I thought that Ho-Oh was going to level up, and it did not.
No, just a tease, that's all. Kabuto's going to take care of it. It was just a little tease action. Although, translations just aside, because there's a lot of times that some things have been translated horribly from Japanese to America. I do love the little running gag they had in the first two gens, where you had Hitmonlee for Bruce Lee, Hitmonchan for Jackie Chan, and now you have Chuck for Chuck Norris here as the fighting type gym leader.
Right?
I mean, it was completely ruined by Hitmontop, but we don't count that.
Right.
It's fun little things like that, like the Articuno Moltres, Zapdos Moltres, Uno Dos Tres. Just the little fun things you can do with that. Or Dino, Zweilius, Hydreigon, Einzwaldrag, 1, 2, 3 in German. I just love the little fun things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of good wordplay in Pokemon. They did a good job, whoever decided on the English names. Some of the, I think they're usually the same, right?
Maybe, I don't know, but hey, look, another baby Pokemon sighting. We have a Pichu over here as we defeat Chuck. So we now know the location of the third baby Pokemon that Oro is going to be able to take care of. And with that is going to give us the Fly HM. And now the fun part, because we're going to have to go up here and see Suicune, so we can get the Route 42 encounter. Also, Ucine.
He's very mad that you disturbed his viewing.
So, did we just go like full-on Princess Bride? Because you sound like you're getting ready to go to the Inigo Montoya speech there. Like, were you going Princess Bride on me?
I do like myself a little bit of Princess Bride. Actually, I haven't watched it in like 2 or 3 years, and I usually watch it yearly, and then I just kind of stopped. Oh, I guess I know what I'm doing after commentating.
Well, look at that, you know? My name is Inigo Montoya, and you killed my father. Prepare to die. I mean, what can I say? It's a good movie.
Wait, really? If Suicune is in Route 42 as a wild Pokemon and you randomly encounter it, that also counts?
Well, if a wild Sudowoodo or the static Sudowoodo count, I would imagine that a random wild Suicune on 42 would count. Or if a trainer had a Suicune on 42, I would imagine it would count. Because it just says encounter Suicune on Route 42. Speaking of Route 42, we are here at Route 42. We're going to go encounter ourselves some Suicune. Alright, we have some Pichu locations. 3 locations there we can find it. Looks like one of them was in Ecruteak. Also, we found a Slowpoke tail. We have bought ourselves a Slowpoke tail. But now here, to me, is one of the most fun parts about specifically running the Gen 2 or the Gen 2 remakes is I like to encourage a little chat participation. So I'm going to ask you, Zelnos, I'm going to ask chat, what are we going to get for our shiny Gyarados?
I'm going to go ahead and say, in honor to bless whoever has to beat Kizaron, it will be a shiny Smoochum.
Well, that would be good because it would be a baby Pokemon. See, I was going to do the same thing, but I want to see a shiny Smeargle just because. Like, I want to see Smeargle. Oh, hey, look, more legendaries. We got a Mew sighting. But yeah, I definitely want to see a shiny Smeargle. Chat throwing on, we got Grimer. We got Jigglypuff. Jiggly ain't going for Jigglypuff. I wonder why. Hey, look, we have a Raikou. Here we go. Time to see what this shiny is.
Saving just in case we run out of balls.
We got a Blissey on our left, and we have a Horsey on our right. Oh, that's disappointing.
Can we evolve it even?
We can evolve it to Seadra. It evolves at 32, I believe.
Oh, okay, that's not bad then.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's got Super Fang.
Wow! Hey, maybe this is where maybe Smorms switches last second. Well, you know, it would be a lot easier if I had a Hyperfane Kindra. Or sorry, a Hyperfane Seadra.
Yeah, but to be fair, that didn't really look shiny. It looked the same. It looked the same.
Oh, Horsey evolves at 30. Thank you. Kizaron, look, if we were asked to do this, I was expecting to be talking about Final Fantasy right now.
I'm a Zelda guy. I mean, I'm impressed I even know what a Pokemon is.
And we're getting the checks on baby Pokemon here.
Yeah, we have a Tyrogue sighting that's down in Union Cave.
So we'll be heading over there right now.
Also, can we talk about how adorable the Houndour sprite is in this gen? Or was it? Oh, apparently it was Slowpoke. Well, apparently I have my maps wrong. Yes, but now here comes the Blitzkrieg portion because we're going to go ahead and pick up the baby Pokemon up in this area. EM05 is up in here. We're probably going to start doing some of the evolutions. So we're sweet scenting with Growlithe.
Yeah, sweet scent is important. We are going to be using that for essentially the rest of the run to catch the Pokemon that we need.
Yes, but the question is, what are we going to find? As we have both of our runners here in the Slowpoke Well, we've got Snorm's going to go over. He's going to go ahead and pick up the King's Rock. Oro, on the other hand, was just looking for some Pokemon here. Not sure, what we're trying to get here, but we have some Nidorina, we have some Electrode. Nothing we need, though. But Nidorino is nice because, it does have that free evolution if you can come across a Moonstone.
Yeah, another spot that they may go to find some optionals is the spot in Kanto, outside of Newbark. But that's usually a last resort, because obviously you don't know what those are, what Pokemon are going to be there, so you don't have access to looking at that dex.
Yeah, that's the one over Tojo Falls.
Yes.
Yep, we are going to go ahead and pick up TM 27 or 21 here, the Return of Frustration. But we're going to get TM 27 here. We are going to get Return. And we have our first bingo of the match. We need 4 more of those, but Snorms is going to get the first bingo with column 4.
Mm-hmm. And they do actually have to watch out. Now that they're both got flying, they both know that they have flying. They need to watch out about how they're using their time. So they're just going to be sitting here. They're going to be using Sweet Scent to find new Pokemon. They're going to be running around to find different things. Ghost Pokemon is going to be the hardest on this card. I actually do not think we've seen any ghosts.
We've seen a Ghastly, and I believe it was in the Whirl Islands was the only place we found it.
That is not where you want that to be at all. So
nope, we did find a Ghastly. It was in a really trolly location.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots where Pokemon can be in there, not including fishing, etc. So Whirl Islands is the meme islands for a reason.
Yep, we already have 2 of the 3 TM pickups here, and we are going to have our second Sweet Scent being taught, this time to Shucky the Gloom. I'm not sure what's a better nickname, Rocky the Vulpix or Shucky the Gloom. Hey, there's a Furret. That's on the card.
Yeah,
that's what Snorms needed right there.
Porygon sparking it, standing
Also,
down a little bit.
The concept of a Furret using high jump kick is amazing, and the concept of even more legendaries, this time with Mewtwo, also amazing.
Oh.
Oops, out of Pokeballs. Oopsie.
Yeah, he saw that he had like 1 left, so.
But we did go ahead and pick up the Furret, so we're good on that. And we have a King's Rock over on Oro's side. Hey, level 21 Magikarp, that's, if you didn't have the 4 Pokemon you already needed for evolving, that'd be a good one to get. 1 level, you have a Gyarados. So to continue on with the things I never thought I'd see, we have a Sunkern being purposely dropped from the box, but this time is for the Sunstone evolution, and we have got a shiny Seadra. So yeah, we're getting our 4 evolutions here. We have a Seadra, we have a Sunflora, we're going to get a Gloom evolution as well, probably into Blossom, and we're going to get that Vulpix evolution in to Ninetales. We are continuing for our searching here in the well. I believe that Oro found Smeargle in here based on what I saw the Pokedex on, so I think that's what we're looking for is Smeargle. But I didn't quite take a look at that, so I'm not entirely sure which one we're looking at. Also, flying Kangaskhan is kind of scary.
Yeah. I'm just going to assume that it's just jumping really, really high. I know that we get bounce from another gen? No, that's in this gen, isn't it?
I didn't think bounce was Gen 2.
Oh, okay. Either way, bounce is a move that exists later on, so.
But yeah, no, just the thought of Kangaskhan flying is really scary. Yeah, but this encounter RNG is not treating Oro well at all. Oro's had a pretty decent sized lead when they both got fly, but this RNG is just, not treating him well at all. But we are going to have the same thing over on Snorm's side as he is over here to the left of Equitique City. He's looking for a Smoochum.
Oh, more Mewtwo's. Farfetch'd is part normal. There's no flying. There's no only flying types until Tornadus.
I believe Tornadus is the only one.
Yeah, it was conceptually a only flying Pokemon. Only made sense if it is some kind of wind thing. So. Sure, they'll make another one at some point.
Yeah, but right now both of our runners here are in the trying to find Pokemon stage, and both of them are in the my random encounter luck is awful. Here's the Smeargle finally for Oro. Got to be happy about that. That took him 10 minutes longer than he wanted it to, but we finally have got a Smeargle sighting.
Yep. Now, we actually have no bingos for Oro, which is interesting. He's got one square. Once he gets returned, he'll get 3 bingos simultaneously, though. So,
no, only 2.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes, 2.
But yeah, hit one button for double bingo, always fun.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to wait until he gets his Gramble for it and 20 Pokemon owned before doing that, just to get 3 at a time.
If that's what it takes, then, that's what it takes.
It's actually interesting that he has almost an entire row that S'mores does not. So, that is something that's interesting. There's an entire thing. So they might be going on totally different routes here.
Well, I mean, you have to at this point because, call a youngster and defeat all 8 trainers is perfectly fine. Oh, hey, look at this. We've got a Lediba over on Oro's side, which we're going to immediately evolve into Ledian, and that's going to give him that. So now we're at Evolve 4 different Pokemon, also Proxibingo.
Right.
Yeah, so we're getting really close because TM27, Granbull Furret, 20 Pokemon owned. We're going to have top left to bottom right. We're going to have row 5. We're going to have row 2. We're going to have column 4, and that'll be a diagonal. Yeah, we got 4 things left for Oro to do. 20 Pokemon, the TM, Granbull Furret, and Evolve 4 different Pokemon. A couple of those are all synced in together, so yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be... I think they're going to be just kind of running at this point.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're going to have the baby Pokemon being found over here on Snorms' side. That's going to get him the row 1 bingo. We only need a 20 Pokemon owned evolve. I mean, yeah, this is close. This is a foot race here, and we are having a Shucky evolution over on Oro's side, and that is another bingo. That is evolved 4 different Pokemon.
Yeah, that's his first, actually. The first Oro bingo. But again, he has a double bingo just sitting there waiting. He has another bingo just like very, very close. I mean, Dan Gramble and Fur will depend on where Fur is. I missed when he was checking the Pokédex where it was. But yeah, as you were saying, that row 2 is not easy for Snorlax to get anymore because he didn't have a status move available to him in the same way that Oro did. So that row basically has to be abandoned.
Right, yeah, that sleep powdering Ho-Oh was huge there.
And that's actually pretty much the reason he taught it. Well, and it's a useful move if you run into a stone-walled problem. Okay, so Fur is in Cherry Grove and Cyanwood, so...
Yeah, but it looks like what we're going to be doing here is we're going to head on over into Blaine's gym, the Ice Gym. I can't remember the stupid guy's name. Price, there we go. Yep. Price's gym. And we're going to level up Sentret to evolve into Fur the old-fashioned way. We're doing bait and switch.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to get that goal either. Considering Fur is a early evolution, the Rattata of the gen. Early evolution, decent base stats as a secondary Pokemon if you're not a kind of person who just does one Pokemon at a time. I always like my Rattatatas in these games.
Yes, but by going ahead and doing this as well, we are going to have a baby Pokemon mark-off here as Pichu has made an appearance. But the thing to note over on Oro's side is by getting Glacier Badge, it's also going to open up TM05 Roar as an option for a bingo.
And that, depending on where the Onix is, would also open up that as well. So there's just lots that we can do. This is always the interesting part, is the post-fly. Going to fly, I mean, we'll do a few goals here and there. If when the competition is on the card, we might get to see a competition at like the 20-minute mark, but after that, not so much.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of the bug catching competition.
Oh, Oro is... Oh, I didn't realize that was bingo for him. But it is.
Yeah, all we need is Fur and 20 Pokemon owned, and that is Cinco.
1, 2...
Row 5, okay. Column 4, row 2, bottom left, top right. And top left, bottom right.
Right? Oh! Wow, I somehow didn't even... Yeah, I didn't see top left, bottom right.
Yeah, it kind of snuck in there a little. It just sort of snuck in there.
So that is a really good card for him. It's just very easy for him to complete.
Yeah. I'm a little confused as to what Oro was doing with the switch method. He got a couple of other things up in there that weren't centered for leveling up.
And now that the Furret is leveling up, we're getting a Furret. We just need that 20 Pokemon owned. So
we just need 20 Pokemon owned. Wow.
We'll be just going to the closest grass or wild area and sweet scenting our way to victory.
Sweet scenting our way to victory. That sounds aromatic. He only needs one more Pokemon too. He's got 19.
Wow, even checking in, so it's not going to take very long. He's just going to bite to the nearest.
Yeah, grass over here. Just throw the water on Route 44.
Just sweet send it.
Water on Route 44. Here we go. 20 Pokemon owned. First one we're going to make. It's going to be a Jolteon.
We don't own it.
That's the appropriate way to end it. There we go.
We don't own it. We can just catch it.
Yep, but that is 5. We have got top left to bottom right. We've got row 2. We've got column 4.
Oh.
We've got bottom left, top right, and we've got row 5. And
Spoiler alert, Oro. Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Bottom right.
I had.
GG.
I'm gonna preface all this by saying I had a lot of technical crap going on when I was doing this. I'm using a different controller than I usually do, and for whatever reason, Windows decided to map a bunch of Windows keys to like buttons that weren't being used by the emulator. So the stream probably had to be adjusted because I accidentally hit escape, which was my start button. And I had a bunch of other buttons that were functioning as key clicks. So like my bingo card kept resetting. So I had to like keep opening it up and like redoing all my bingo stuff like while I was going, but I got through it, I guess.
Happy birthday, Oro. I'm gonna beat you now.
Thanks, Keys. Okay.
And the smack talk is already starting. That is going to be a preview to our finals here in a little bit. Keys around an Oro, but yeah, let the smack talk begin.
I'm gonna beat you now. Thanks.
Dang, you didn't even stay to tell me how crappy I played at the end. Dang.
That is going to be
Thanks.
Just go back and reread the chat. You'll see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Smack talk
Alright.
begin.
So what'd you run?
I ended up running a Ho-Oh that I found on 46. It had Thunderbolt, Blizzard, Dragon Breath to start, so I was like, okay, we're just gonna do this.
Yeah.
Oh, that I found
I
on
just
46.
I ran a shit Porygon too.
You caught up to me progress-wise, like around Chuck, though. We're just gonna
we weren't
like not that far apart.
I have no information on folks at all. Like I didn't see any goal except
You
3
caught up to me
babies.
progress-wise, like around Chuck, though. Because
Oh,
we
dang.
weren't fly, like not that far apart. Yeah, I ended up taking forever. Smeargle was in Slowpoke Well, and it was like one of the last slots that I saw in Slowpoke. Like I spent like a good like 5+ minutes in there looking for it.
Oh, dang.
But I was trying to like it was kind of good though because I was trying to hold off on getting King's Rock just so you wouldn't like immediately see it, but it ended up spacing out decently well that I didn't just give that away.
Yeah.
But I was trying to like I saw a ghost like right at the end when I was leveling up. I evolved Sentret and Defer it manually, but I saw a Ghastly like right near the end.
Yeah. Ghastly was in Well Islands only.
I saw a ghost like right at the end when
Yeah,
I was leveling up. I evolved the Bill Pokemon was Ledyba, so I just candied that because I had the candy laying around still.
Yeah. I can't
There was a bunch of stone
shiny.
evolutions around. Yeah, the Bill Pokemon was Ledyba, so I just candied that because I had the candy laying around still. I was getting kind of scared towards the end when Smeargle wouldn't show up.
Can one of you kill your? Can both of you kill your? Oh, there we go. Yeah, kill your game audio because it's echoing. Your desktop audio in OBS, and then it won't echo anymore. I think it's good now because I don't hear it.
Cool. Keys is talking smack to the wrong person.
But I do not know who is covering the Nets match, which I think is immediately. I'm actually going to message the guy running it because he said that it's going to.
Yeah, so what we're going to do here, everybody, is we're probably going to take about 10-15 minutes to take care of getting everything transitioned here. We're going to get our runners set up here, or we're going to be taking on Keyzeron. Got to win the next 2 here. So for the sanctity of everybody involved, please at least send this to a game 2.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I have to leave to do other things, other commentaries, other games. But I believe that we have somebody else coming in for the actual finals? Question mark?
Yeah, I'm doing.
We should, yeah.
Okay, good.
There we go. I believe it's going to be Snorms and Garfield, if I am correct in reading things.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Perfect. That will be a much more informative commentary for chat. Less of us just going, that is cool, and saying the wrong things. Although
I say the wrong things all the time, so that's just normal for me.
Of course. Well, best encounter in Well Islands is Ghastly.
All right, so with that, everybody, we are going to get you guys transitioned over to the finals. It's going to be Oro. It's going to be Keyzeron. Big quick thanks, shout-outs to Snorms and Oro for the race here. Shout-outs to our researcher behind the scenes, J.K. Allen, too. That is Zelna's TV. I'm the Greenleaf Effect. We're going to hand you over to Garfield, the Lightning, and Snorms. You guys keep watching and enjoy the finals.
peace out.
I know.